I'm sure those of you in the media you must have seen that there's a report that was released through, in my view, a wrong channel that is making the rounds in the social media. Whether it's a true report, I can't tell, but I'd like to indicate that the normal procedure is to have such a report submitted to the convening authority, and then there will be a white paper that will be presented based on which one can make informed comments. But whatever it is currently, I'd like to indicate that the armed forces of Nigeria is a professional armed forces. We are pupilled by Nigerians and we remain committed to constitutional mandates. We do not at this point think that Nigerians should make disparaging remarks regarding the armed forces of Nigeria, in the sense that we are a professional armed forces. If there are issues, of course, we address them within the ambit of the provisions. It should not be right to disparage, men and women who have worked so hard to ensure that the territorial integrity of this nation is kept intact. So in the meantime, until I see the full extent of the report, I may not be able to. But I can assure you that the armed forces of Nigeria are disciplined. We're all disciplined, and we do not engage in any ignoble acts. If Nigerians don't trust us, then we wouldn't have been doing what we're doing. In any case, it's the armed forces of Nigeria. And remember, we're not talking about the police. We're talking about the armed forces, with emphasis, armed forces. So when the armed forces are called out, it is because there's a need for the armed forces. There's no one who does not require and desire to live in peace. And so we need to understand that the armed forces are there to keep the peace, to provide the ambience that will enable each and every Nigerian to live up to his desires in peace and harmony. So let us not make inciting comments that will put the entire space on fire.
Right, guys, and that was the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo. Thank you very much, sir. May you live long. No one is going to see any, give any comment, any derogatory comment with regards to the military. No one is going to say that. All that we need to say has been said in the report that has been submitted by the panel. A 309 pages has been submitted to actually state categorically that the army and the police had been indicted, says they shot live bullets and killed Lekki toll gate protesters while singing national anthem. Full stop. There is nothing we want to talk about. There is nobody that is going to make any comment with to the also anyhow thing to the military. No, we have said a lot. We have said enough. But thankfully to God, thankfully to the panel that have actually sat down to come out with the report to say, you know what, they actually shot people. They actually killed innocent souls. They killed innocent citizens, armless protesters at the Lekki toll gate who were demanding for their fundamental human right. Basic needs they were demanding for: endsars, provide electricity, provide jobs, provide security, provide good roads, provide employment, and the rest of things. They were protesting for things like that. They were demanding their fundamental human right. All right, they were carrying out, they were exercising, let me put it that way, their fundamental human right. Before they came there to shoot, killed, there were bullet shells on the floor, here and there. And camera has it on how these bullets were picked up the following morning, that the landsman, the sweepers of the street have been instructed to pick up the bullet shells. And some of the bullet shells were actually picked up on the day that incident happened. That was on October the 20th, 2020. And don't forget that the names of the victims, the names of the people that were killed at the Lekki toll gate last year were published alongside, just like you can see on the screen, from 1 listed 48 names as casualty of the October 2020 at the Lekki Tollgate shooting. 47 victims are said to be males, while one is female. Okay, so that's the names of the people, the victims, the people that were shot, that died on the 20th of October 2020 last year from the shootings at the Lekki Tollgate. So we don't understand why the Chief of Defense Staff himself will come out to now say, you know what, we don't want anybody to make this comment about military, about all of that. When the military were at the toll gate shooting people, you did not see all of that. Okay? So I don't understand that, which he said with regards to that. And don't forget that the Amnesty International has actually gotten themselves involved. Listen to what it says. Amnesty International welcomes panel's report, says perpetrators must face justice. They must face justice. And that's exactly where our point lies now, that after the panel have actually concluded and if they have submitted their report, what is the next line of action? The lives of the people that were killed must not go in vain. These people must not die in vain. The report has been submitted. We are praying, we are hoping that justice will be served to those that were found culpable. All right, and that's exactly what the Amnesty International has said, that, you know what? They commend the effort of the panel, all right? And they now said perpetrators must face justice. When are they going to start to face the justice? We want justice now. Submitting the report is a good point. It's a good thing that they've done. They've said this, they've said that. Okay, now when are we going to see the perpetrators face justice? When is that going to start? That is exactly what the Nigerians are after now. That is what we are looking critically towards, to see when these people who carry out the shootings at the Lekki Tollgate, who kill those innocent blood, we start to face justice. It is quite difficult for the bloods of those innocent citizens who died at the Lekki Tollgate to wipe away like that, to just go in vain. All right. We hope that this will be looked critically into, that the next step in the next direction will be taken to make sure that the perpetrators did not go scot-free. I know there's going to be a lot of things that people want to do. A lot of, a group of people or groups of people want to try as much as possible to make sure that the report that has been submitted by this panel is kept under the carpet. So nobody, your general, sir, no one is going to say anything to the military. The statement had already been made. And thank goodness that the Amnesty International as well is interested in the story. They've actually said the perpetrators must face justice. We are pleading further with the Amnesty International to help us look, to help us make sure they follow this back to back, to make sure the perpetrators are brought to justice. Not only that this is being said, actions has to be taken. We believe that they can do it, and we are hoping that the perpetrators will be brought to book, will be brought to justice. Those who ordered the shootings, those that were there to shoot, will be brought to justice. We are hoping, we are praying, we are begging the Amnesty International to actually help us to follow it up. Otherwise, the report, the 309 pages report that has been submitted by the panel that was actually shared by Justice Doris Okwobi, right, will not go in vain. That their effort that they are putting for 365 days or more will not go in vain. We are pleading with the Amnesty International to look critically into this and help us to make sure that the innocent lives that were lost, 48 lives that were lost, will not go in vain. That the perpetrators will not go unpunished. Because we know the country that we are, everything will be swept under the carpet. The Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, initially said there were no lives lost. Nobody was killed at the Lekki Tollgate on the 20th of October 2020. Now he has come out again to let us know that he did not say that. Right? Back and forth. We don't even know where we are. In as much as our leaders are not even truthful to themselves, why are they going to be truthful towards the citizens? So we are pleading with the Amnesty International and the board that actually sat to make sure that the panel actually come out successful. We are pleading with you to make sure there is a follow-up, to make sure that these people are brought to justice. Those who carry out the shootings and those who ordered it, their faces should be brought to the public, just as the report is being shown. We are pleading, we commend your effort. We thank you, Justice Doris Okwobi, Right, Okobi, I don't know if pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name well. We thank you, we commend your effort for how far you've been able to go. A lot of people are happy, millions of Nigerians are happy with the job that you have done. We are so grateful, we thank you very much. But then we need actions to be taken with regard to what has happened, that the perpetrators will be brought to justice. And the Amnesty International as well, we pray that the work of this of this panel, right, 309 pages submitted to the Lagos state government, will not go in vain, will not be swept under the carpet, will not be kept in the just like the Senator Shehu Sani, is the one representing the Kaduna Central, said. He said, there is no place on this planet Earth where life is as cheap as Nigeria. Listen to this. He said, there is no place on earth today, not in Yemen or Somalia, are human lives so cheap like in this country. Right. So what that means is quite self-explanatory, that they can kill at will. When you talk, you die. When you do this, they kill you. When you do that, it's so cheap. Human life is so cheap to the leaders of nowadays that they can kill at will without anybody holding them responsible, without anybody answering any questions. So we want to plead that this particular one that has been done by Justice Doris, please, we beg the Amnesty International to help us to make sure that they follow this back to back, to make sure that the perpetrators are actually brought to book. We are indeed very, very grateful, and we are indeed very, 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 very happy. A lot of people are throwing in their comments to the outcome of the panel. We have the rapper Faz, who has actually commented on that. Okon Lagos. We have several other people, a lot of people, you know, that has actually thrown in their comment. Bonner Boy as well, you can see his comment on there, what he said. Thank you very, very much, the panel. Thank you very much, Justice Doris, and the entire cabinet that actually sat down to make sure that they come out with a very, very good report. We are grateful, and we are very, very happy for this. Please help us to follow these out so we can see that the perpetrators are brought to justice. We'll be following this up, and we'll be coming back again to speak to you. To the returning subscriber, thank you. And to those of you who are yet to, please, you know what to do. It doesn't cost a thing. And until next time, when I'll be coming your way, this is Chris Media Network. Bye for now, and stay cool.